You did not stop here by accident. I am Archangel Michael, and I speak to you now because the moment your eyes touched these words, a line was crossed in the unseen. Do not rush. Do not scroll. Remain with me until the end, because what is unfolding is already moving faster than you realize, and leaving now would mean missing the alignment that brought you here. I am standing at the threshold of your timeline, sword lowered, wings still, because this instant matters more than you know. I watched the seconds before you arrived. I saw the hesitation in your spirit, the quiet exhaustion, the way you questioned whether anything was truly changing. You thought you were just passing time, but heaven marked this pause. There are moments when eternity presses itself into a breath, and this is one of them. I tell you plainly, a message, a call, or a knock is already being prepared, and the reason it will change everything is because you are finally positioned to recognize it. You have endured a long stretch of silence, not punishment, not neglect, protection. While you wondered why nothing was happening, permissions were being negotiated, obstacles were being moved, and your heart was being trained to respond without fear. I was assigned to guard this process. More than once, something tried to reach you before its time, and I blocked it. You felt delay, but it was restraint for your sake. Now listen carefully. What is coming will not arrive loudly at first. It will seem ordinary. A notification, a ring, a knock that feels almost inconvenient. This is why I command you now. Do not dismiss small interruptions in the coming hours and days. Heaven often arrives disguised as the mundane. Those who miss their turning point do not miss it because it never came, but because it did not look dramatic enough. As I speak, movement has already begun. Someone is being stirred to think of you without understanding why. Words are being rehearsed. Courage is being gathered. Timing is being synchronized. You are not imagining the pressure in your chest or the sudden stillness in your mind. That is your spirit being alerted. When heaven moves close, the body often knows before the intellect catches up. Stay with me. Do not skip ahead. Do not leave early. There is more that must settle into you before the signal arrives. If you respond too quickly without grounding, you may doubt it afterward. If you respond too slowly, fear may try to speak over clarity. This is why you were brought here first, to be steadied, not startled. I ask you now to participate because engagement seals awareness. If this resonates, type "I am ready" in the comments. This is not for me, it is for you. It marks consent. And if you feel the weight of this moment, like this message, so others who are meant to hear it can be positioned as well. Remain until the end of each word I give you, because something is coming together piece by piece, and every piece matters. I will tell you this, and I will not repeat it lightly. Once the first sign arrives, events will accelerate. What has been slow will move quickly. What required effort will begin to cooperate. This is not chaos, it is alignment, and I am assigned to protect you through the acceleration so that you do not shrink when momentum arrives. Keep watching. Stay present. Do not let distraction steal this threshold moment from you. Say it quietly if you must, or type it boldly where others can see. I will not miss what is meant for me. And if you feel peace settling even now, that is confirmation. Remain here. What follows builds on this, and the end will reveal why this beginning mattered so much. I am turning my attention toward you now in a way that is deliberate and exact. I, Archangel Michael, do not move without cause, and I do not speak names without authorization. Yet understand this, your name has already been spoken where decisions are made. Do not skim this. Do not let your mind wander. Stay with me until the end, because awareness is the doorway, and you are standing in it right now. You have felt overlooked before. You wondered if your efforts dissolved into the air, if your prayers reached anything beyond the ceiling, if your endurance meant anything at all. Hear me clearly. Nothing about you has gone unnoticed. There are moments when heaven leans closer, when attention narrows, when the many become one. That focus is on you now. This is not favoritism, it is timing, and timing is authority. I watched as your name surfaced quietly, not with spectacle, but with weight. It did not need to be shouted. It was recognized. There is a difference. Recognition changes outcomes. Recognition alters permissions. Recognition releases movement. And once recognition occurs, the process cannot be undone. This is why I tell you to remain steady, because awareness precedes manifestation. You may feel a subtle shift already, a calm that interrupts anxiety, a seriousness settling over you, a sense that something is aligning even without evidence. This is not imagination. When heaven's attention turns, the environment responds. Thoughts rearrange. Desires clarify. Old distractions lose their pull. This is your spirit adjusting to a higher frequency of responsibility. Do not confuse this moment with pressure meant to overwhelm you. It is pressure meant to prepare you. I have stood with many at this exact point, and I tell you this truthfully. Those who resist the stillness miss the instruction embedded within it. Those who remain present receive clarity without strain. Choose presence now. Someone near you, or someone distant but connected by history, has been nudged more than once. They brushed it off. They told themselves later, but the nudge returned, stronger, more insistent. This is not coincidence. When heaven focuses on a name, others are repositioned around it. Conversations are rerouted. Decisions are delayed or accelerated for reasons they cannot explain. You do not need to chase this. Chasing would place you ahead of protection. I am guarding the sequence. Your role is not pursuit, it is readiness. Readiness looks like discernment. It looks like patience without passivity. It looks like courage that does not announce itself prematurely. Stay with me. I say this again because it matters. Do not leave early. The mind wants to rush ahead to outcomes, but the spirit must be anchored first. If you anchor now, the arrival will not destabilize you. It will feel familiar, as if you had already agreed to it long before it appeared. If you sense that this message is for you, acknowledge it. Type, "My name is known," in the comments. This is an act of alignment. And if you want to remain connected to what is unfolding, like this message, so the signal remains active in your awareness. These actions are not rituals, they are reminders to your own spirit. I am with you in this turning. Attention has been given, direction has been set. What follows will not be random. Keep watching. Keep listening. The next movement will make this one undeniable, and you will understand why you were asked to stay until the end. I have released a signal ahead of you, and it is already traveling through layers you cannot see. I, Archangel Michael, do not announce movement unless movement has already begun. Remain with me. Do not scroll. Do not tell yourself you will return later. Later is how signals are missed. This one is active now. There are moments when heaven does not respond to effort, but to alignment. This is one of those moments. You did not push this into being. You did not force the door. The signal was released because conditions finally matched the assignment. Your endurance matured. Your motives clarified. Your spirit stopped asking for escape and started asking for purpose. That shift was registered immediately. You may notice unusual signs surrounding you. Repeated thoughts, familiar names resurfacing, sudden memories, or an unexplainable sense of anticipation that has no clear object. These are not distractions, they are echoes. When a signal is released, reality begins to rearrange itself to receive what is coming. Pay attention to patterns, not noise. I am instructing you now because timing requires cooperation. The signal will draw attention toward you, but discernment will determine what you allow close. Not every response to the signal is meant to enter your life. Some will test your clarity. Some will attempt to access what is not theirs. This is why I remain near, sword ready, to separate what is aligned from what is merely curious. Do not announce what you sense to those who do not understand your language. Silence will protect momentum. There is power in quiet readiness. Those who are meant to find you will not need explanation. They will feel the pull without instruction. Trust this process. It is precise. Someone is already rehearsing words meant for you. They do not yet know how to say them. Another is preparing an action they have delayed for too long. And another is being restrained, held back until the right moment so they do not arrive prematurely. All of this is part of the signal's design. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is late. You may feel a tightening in your chest or a sudden stillness when you read this. Breathe. That is your spirit synchronizing with movement. When acceleration is near, the body often pauses first. This pause is not fear, it is calibration. Let it happen. Stay until the end. I repeat this because interruption weakens perception. If you allow distraction now, doubt will try to rewrite what you sensed later. Anchor yourself here. Let certainty settle before the next phase unfolds. If this is confirming what you have already felt, type, "I am aligned" in the comments. This marks awareness. And if you choose to stay connected to this unfolding, like this message, so your focus remains steady. These actions are simple, but they reinforce your readiness. I will tell you this clearly. Once the signal is received on the other side, response will follow quickly. Do not be surprised by speed after slowness. Do not question blessing because it arrives faster than struggle did. Speed does not mean recklessness when protection is active. Remain watchful, remain calm, remain present. A message, a call, or a knock is moving closer with every passing moment, and when it arrives, you will know exactly why you were prepared here first. Keep watching. Do not leave yet. What comes next will sharpen this awareness and prepare you to respond without hesitation. The silence you endured was not emptiness, it was concealment. I, Archangel Michael, stand before you now to reveal what was hidden for your protection. Do not drift. Do not scroll away. Stay with me until the end, because understanding this will free you from questioning what is about to move quickly. There are seasons when heaven goes quiet on purpose. Not because nothing is happening, but because too much is happening to be exposed. You interpreted the stillness as delay, maybe even rejection. Yet in that quiet, I was standing between you and what would have overwhelmed you if it had arrived too soon. Silence was the shield. You were being separated from old reactions. You were being emptied of the need for constant reassurance. You were learning to stand without applause, to continue without evidence. That training was necessary. Those who require constant confirmation are not ready for sudden acceleration. But you learn to breathe in uncertainty. You learn to wait without collapsing. That is why movement is now permitted. Hear this clearly. If the noise had continued, you would have mistaken the coming signal for just another sound. The silence sharpened your hearing. Now, when the message arrives, it will cut through everything else. You will recognize it immediately, even if others do not understand why it matters to you. Someone from your past was intentionally kept at a distance, not to punish them, not to deny you connection, but because unfinished versions of people cannot meet finished versions of assignments. If they had come sooner, confusion would have followed. Now, if they come, they will come differently or not at all. Either way, you will not be destabilized. You may notice that during the silent season, certain desires faded. Certain conversations no longer satisfied you. Certain ambitions felt hollow. This was not loss, it was refinement. When silence strips away excess, what remains is what can be trusted. That is what heaven builds on. Stay present with me. Do not rush past this understanding. Many people sabotage their next season by resenting the one that prepared them. Honor the silence you survived. It was expensive. It required restraint. It demanded trust when reassurance was scarce. That cost qualified you. If your heart is steady right now, that is confirmation. If you feel a quiet strength instead of excitement, that is readiness. The coming change does not need adrenaline, it needs stability, and you have it. I ask you again to engage because participation grounds awareness. Type, "The silence prepared me" in the comments. And if this is speaking directly to your experience, like this message, so the truth settles deeper. These actions align your attention with what is unfolding. Do not assume the silence is fully over. There may be one final pause before the knock, the call, or the message arrives. Do not misinterpret it. Final pauses are often signs that everything is in place. I will be standing with you in that pause as well. Keep watching, keep listening. What follows the silence will make sense of every unanswered question. Do not leave yet. The next movement will reveal why restraint was mercy and why timing is now on your side. I am positioning what you cannot see yet, and I need you attentive now. I, Archangel Michael, am not only watching events, I am arranging people. Do not scroll. Do not tell yourself you will come back. This part matters because it explains why what is coming will arrive through an unexpected source. Stay with me until the end. There is an unseen messenger being moved into place. They do not carry wings or light that you would recognize. They carry access, influence, timing. They are being nudged, delayed, accelerated, corrected. They think they are making ordinary decisions, but heaven is guiding their steps with precision. This is how protection works, quietly, effectively, without spectacle. You wondered why certain connections faded without conflict, why some conversations ended without closure, why opportunities dissolved without explanation. Those paths were cleared because they would have intercepted what is meant to reach you now. Interception is more dangerous than opposition. I remove what would arrive too early or from the wrong angle. What is coming must reach you cleanly. This messenger may not even know your full story. They may not understand why they feel compelled to reach out. They may hesitate, question themselves, draft and delete words more than once. This hesitation is not resistance, it is gravity. When assignments carry weight, even confident people pause. That pause is happening now. Pay attention to this instruction. Do not try to identify the messenger in advance. Speculation creates attachment, and attachment can distort discernment. Let arrival reveal identity. When it comes, recognition will be instant and calm. No confusion, no chaos, just knowing. You are being protected from premature excitement. Excitement speaks too loudly. Readiness listens. This is why I have kept you grounded. When the signal turns into contact, your response will be steady, not frantic. That steadiness will unlock the next step immediately. I tell you plainly, what is being arranged is not small, even if it appears simple. A message can reroute years. A call can restore what was delayed. A knock can introduce a future you could not reach on your own. Do not judge by packaging. Heaven values function over display. You may feel a subtle pressure building again, a sense that something is close but not visible. That is the space between positioning and release. Do not fill it with worry. Do not fill it with assumptions. Hold it with trust. I am guarding this interval. Stay until the end. If you leave now, your mind will try to complete the story on its own, and it will be wrong. Let me complete it with you. Awareness is your advantage. If you are still here, acknowledge it. Type, I will recognize what is sent in the comments. This anchors discernment. And if you feel the seriousness of this moment, like this message, so others who are aligned can remain positioned as well. One more thing you must hear. When the messenger reaches out, respond. Do not overthink. Do not delay out of fear of disappointment. A simple, honest response is enough to set everything else in motion. Courage will meet you after obedience, not before. Remain watchful. Remain calm. The arrangement is nearly complete. Keep watching until the end, because what follows will prepare you for the moment of contact, and it is closer than you think. The moment of contact will test something deeper than your patience. It will test your readiness to receive without questioning your worth. I, Archangel Michael, am speaking to you now because this is where many hesitate and quietly step back. Do not step back. Do not scroll away. Stay with me until the end, because what I am about to tell you will keep you steady when the call, the message, or the knock finally arrives. When the moment comes, it will feel sudden even though it was prepared for a long time. You may think, why now? Or why this way? That is the mind trying to regain control. Do not let it. Control is not required here. Presence is. The opportunity will not demand perfection from you. It will demand honesty and courage in a single response. You have been conditioned by delay to doubt ease. You learn to associate progress with struggle, affirmation with effort, movement with exhaustion. That conditioning must break now. The coming contact will not feel heavy. That is how you will know it is aligned. If you try to make it heavy, you will add weight that was never meant to be carried. I am warning you gently. Do not minimize what is offered. Some people reject turning points because they arrive without drama. They say, "This can't be it," and they wait for pain to justify value. Do not do this. Ease does not mean insignificance. Sometimes ease is the reward for survival. Your readiness will be measured in seconds, not days. When you hesitate too long, fear begins to narrate. When fear narrates, clarity withdraws. This is why I prepared you through silence, through waiting, through restraint, so that when speed is required, you are not shocked by it. You may notice your body respond before your words do, a steady breath, a stillness, a sense of recognition that bypasses logic. Trust that response. It is older than thought. It is wiser than anxiety. It has been trained through everything you endured. Stay with me. Do not skip this part. If you leave now, you may receive the signal later without understanding how to hold it. Let this instruction settle into you first. There is protection activated around your response. You are not being set up for loss or disappointment. I would not allow that at this stage. What is being offered has already passed examination. That does not mean it will be effortless forever, but it will be right from the beginning. Rightness has a calm signature. If you are feeling a quiet confidence rising instead of excitement, that is exactly what should be happening. Excitement burns fast. Confidence endures. You are being invited into something that will last longer than a moment. I ask you again to engage, because engagement strengthens readiness. Type, "I will respond with courage," in the comments. And if this is steadying your spirit, like this message, so the momentum remains unbroken. These actions keep you anchored when movement accelerates. Do not assume the test is whether you are chosen. The test is whether you believe you are allowed to accept. You are, you always were. You just had to survive long enough to trust it. Keep watching. Do not leave yet. What comes next will show you what happens immediately after you respond, and why your first reaction matters more than you realize. What follows the moment of contact is where many falter, not because they are unworthy, but because they are unprepared for movement after waiting. I, Archangel Michael, am here with you now to steady that transition. Do not scroll, do not leave. Remain with me until the end, because this section will keep you from misreading what happens immediately after the door begins to open. When you respond, the atmosphere around you will shift. It may be subtle at first. Conversations will feel different. Options will appear where there were none. A sense of possibility will return quietly, without announcement. This is not confusion, it is expansion. Expansion always feels unfamiliar to those who have lived too long inside containment. Do not retreat back into what is small just because it is known. There will be a brief window, shorter than you expect, where clarity and fear coexist. Fear will try to rush you into over-explaining, over-committing, or retreating entirely. Clarity will invite you to move one step at a time. Choose clarity. You are not required to solve everything immediately. You are only required to stay aligned with what opened the door. You may notice people responding to you differently. Respect where there was neutrality, curiosity where there was distance, resistance where there was control. Do not internalize these reactions. They are responses to movement, not judgments of your worth. When alignment shifts, systems adjust. Some welcome it, some resist it. Neither defines you. I am guarding the threshold so that you are not overwhelmed by options. You will not be asked to choose blindly. What is meant for you will carry peace even when it stretches you. What is not meant for you will demand urgency without clarity. Learn this distinction now. It will save you from unnecessary detours. Stay present. Do not narrate the future aloud too soon. Words have weight in transitional moments. Let actions establish reality before explanations try to frame it. Silence, again, will be a form of protection, but this time it will be active, not passive. You may feel an urge to return to old habits for comfort. Resist that urge. Comfort built in limitation will not sustain expansion. You are not losing safety, you are redefining it. Safety is no longer stagnation. Safety is alignment with momentum that is protected. If doubt whispers, answer it with memory. Remember what you survived. Remember the silence you endured. Remember the restraint you learned. Those were not random experiences. They trained you for this exact pace. You are not behind. You are on time. Stay with me until the end. This anchoring matters. If you disengage now, the mind will try to interpret expansion as threat later. Let your spirit lead first. If you are still here and you feel steady, type, "I will not retreat," in the comments. This affirms your forward posture. And if this message is keeping you grounded, like it so, the awareness remains active. These actions are not for visibility, they are for alignment. I will be clear with you. After this point, things cannot return to how they were. Even if you tried, the old configuration would no longer fit. This is not loss, it is progression. And progression always feels irreversible because it is. Remain watchful, remain calm, remain willing. The next phase will reveal how momentum compounds once you stop shrinking to survive. Keep watching. Do not leave yet. What comes next will show you how protection stays with you as movement increases, and why you are not walking into this alone. Protection does not withdraw when movement increases. It intensifies. I, Archangel Michael, am standing closer now than before, because acceleration without protection would be reckless, and what is unfolding in your life will not be reckless. Do not scroll. Do not step away. Stay with me until the end, because this understanding will quiet any fear that tries to rise as momentum builds. Many believe protection is only needed in stillness, but the truth is this. The faster things move, the more precise protection must become. When doors open, visibility increases. When visibility increases, attention follows. Some attention will be supportive, some will be curious, some will be disruptive. This is why I am here, not to stop movement, but to filter access. You will notice that certain obstacles simply fail to appear. Delays that once followed you will suddenly vanish. Conflicts that should have escalated will dissolve without explanation. This is not luck, it is interception. I am stepping between you and what no longer has permission to touch your progress. What once slowed you cannot track you at this pace. You may feel moments of vulnerability, not weakness, but openness. Expansion opens space, and open space can feel exposed. Do not mistake this feeling for danger. It is simply unfamiliar. You are used to bracing. Now you are learning to receive while moving. That is a different skill, and it takes trust. Stay present with me. Do not let your mind run ahead to worst-case outcomes. Protection works best when fear does not interfere. Fear attracts what it imagines. Calm allows clarity to lead. You are not unguarded. You are surrounded with precision. Some people will attempt to reconnect now that movement is visible. Be discerning. Not everyone who returns is meant to remain. Some are drawn by momentum, not alignment. You do not owe access to everyone who notices your progress. Peace is your measure. If peace leaves when someone enters, that is information. I am also protecting your inner world. Sudden opportunity can awaken old doubts, questions of worth, fear of loss, fear of failure. These thoughts are echoes, not warnings. Let them pass without engagement. You do not need to solve fears that belong to a past version of you. Stay until the end. I repeat this because anchoring now will make the coming days smoother. If you disengage, the mind may try to recreate old defenses that are no longer needed. Let new protection teach you how to move freely without bracing. If you feel a quiet assurance settling in you, acknowledge it. Type, "I am protected in motion" in the comments. This reinforces trust. And if this message is calming you, like it so that steadiness remains active within you. Understand this clearly. Protection does not mean nothing challenging will ever appear. It means challenges will not derail you. They will refine, not destroy. They will clarify, not confuse. And they will never arrive without provision already in place. Remain watchful. Remain grounded. Momentum is increasing, and you are learning how to move within it safely. Do not leave yet. What comes next will show you how acceleration unfolds after protection is secured, and why the next step will feel both swift and unmistakably right. You did not arrive here by accident, and this moment was not granted randomly. I speak to you now because your past obedience created a mark in the unseen that could not be erased. Long before you knew why you were saying yes, long before it made sense to keep choosing integrity, patience, restraint, and faith when nothing seemed to move, heaven was recording your responses. I, Michael, have stood watch over seasons where you obeyed without applause, where you stayed when it would have been easier to leave, where you remained silent when retaliation was available, where you trusted when proof was absent. Those moments were not small, they were qualifications. Many saw only delays, but heaven saw alignment. Many thought you were overlooked, but you were being measured. Every time you resisted the urge to quit, every time you chose truth over comfort, every time you walked away from what glittered but was not assigned to you, a weight was added to your name. This is why this moment is responding to you now. This is why a message, a call, or a knock is moving toward you and not another. Your past obedience built a legal foundation that allows movement now. Listen carefully and do not scroll away, because this next part is for you alone. There were crossroads you stood at where no one was watching. You could have compromised and advanced faster. You could have forced doors. You could have accepted substitutes. You did not. That restraint echoed louder than any public victory. Heaven trusts those who obey in private, and that trust is rare. This is why things are accelerating suddenly. This is why silence broke without warning. This is why what is coming will feel disproportionate to what you expected. If you feel pressure in your chest or a stillness settling over you right now, that is not imagination. It is recognition. Your spirit remembers what your mind tried to forget. You wondered if those sacrifices mattered. You asked quietly if obedience was worth it. I tell you now, it was the key. Do not underestimate what obedience does when it stacks over time. It creates momentum that cannot be stopped once released. Stay with me until the end. Do not skip this moment, because the next movement depends on your awareness. What qualified you was not perfection, but consistency. You returned when others disappeared. You forgave when bitterness was justified. You kept believing when answers delayed. That consistency activated protection, timing, and favor that is now converging. What is approaching you carries recognition of that history. It will feel familiar and surprising at the same time. When it arrives, remember this: you are not unprepared. You are not behind. You are not late. You are early according to heaven's clock. Type, "I was faithful" in the comments as a witness to what you endured, and like this message to seal this moment of recognition. Do not scroll away yet. Something is still unfolding, and the next section will show you how to stand when the moment tests you. Stay here. This is only beginning. The moment will arrive suddenly, and it will not announce itself with comfort. I need you to hear this clearly now, before it happens, so you do not misinterpret the weight of it. When readiness is tested, it rarely feels like celebration. It feels like pressure. It feels like interruption. It feels like being pulled forward before you feel finished. I, Michael, tell you this in advance so you do not mistake the test for a threat. What is coming is not sent to break you, but to reveal whether you recognize your own authority. You have prayed for change, but readiness is proven by response, not desire. When the message comes, it may challenge your routine. When the call comes, it may demand an answer faster than you planned. When the knock comes, it may arrive at a moment that feels inconvenient, even disruptive. This is intentional. Heaven does not test readiness in calm conditions. Readiness is revealed when comfort is removed. That is why you must stay with me now and not scroll away. This instruction is protection. Your first reaction will matter, not because perfection is required, but because alignment is. The test is not about fear leaving your body. It is about whether fear governs your movement. There will be a brief window, not long, where hesitation tries to disguise itself as logic. You will feel the urge to delay, to recheck, to wait for another confirmation. Listen to me carefully. Overthinking will be the only real threat in that moment. What you are being asked to do, say, accept, or step into will already be approved. The test is whether you trust that approval. You may feel your heart accelerate. You may feel your hands tense. You may feel a sudden awareness that this is it. That sensation is not panic. It is alignment locking in. Many miss their moment because they expect readiness to feel calm. It does not. Readiness feels like standing at the edge knowing you can no longer stay where you were. If you feel this now as I speak, it means the test is closer than you think. Do not ask yourself if you are worthy when it happens. That question was already answered by your past obedience. Do not ask yourself if you are capable. Capability will expand after the step, not before it. Heaven never reveals the full structure before the foundation move is made. This is why some doors only open after the hand reaches for the handle. You must understand this now, so hesitation does not steal seconds that matter. If your mind tries to replay old failures in that moment, reject the voice immediately. That is not discernment. It is residue. You are not being measured against your past mistakes. You are being measured against your present posture. Will you move when called? Will you answer when addressed? Will you open when knocked upon? These are not symbolic questions. They are literal. Stay here with me. Do not let this message end without anchoring yourself. Type, "I am ready to respond," in the comments as a declaration, and like this message to mark your agreement with what is unfolding. This action is not for me. It is for you. It fixes your attention, so fear does not scatter it when the moment arrives. Do not scroll yet. The next movement will confront hesitation directly, and you need what comes next to move cleanly when the window opens. This is not theory. This is timing. Stay. Hesitation is the final barrier, and it disguises itself better than fear. I need you to recognize it now, before it speaks in your voice. When the moment arrives, hesitation will not announce itself as doubt. It will sound like wisdom. It will say, "Wait until you're clearer." It will say, "Let me think this through one more time." It will say, "Tomorrow will be better. I, Michael, tell you plainly." That voice will not be protecting you. It will be testing you. What happens if you hesitate is not punishment, but delay, and delay is costly when alignment is active. The window will not slam shut in anger, but it will begin to drift. Momentum weakens when response is postponed. The energy that was concentrated starts to disperse. This is why so many feel they were almost there. They simply waited too long to move. I speak this now so you do not repeat what you have already outgrown. Do not confuse caution with obedience. Obedience moves when clarity arrives. Hesitation waits for comfort. Comfort is not part of this equation. What is being offered to you requires trust, not certainty. The sign will be enough. The confirmation will be sufficient. The authority behind it will be clear. What will not be given is endless reassurance. Heaven does not chase agreement. It responds to it. If you hesitate, your mind will immediately begin rewriting the moment. You will replay the message. You will analyze the tone. You will question the timing. This mental looping is the trap. It feels productive, but it drains resolve. The way through this is simple, but it must be decided in advance. You respond before you reason. Reason will catch up. Courage always moves first. Listen carefully and stay with me. The way you overcome hesitation is by anchoring your response to memory, not emotion. Remember how many times you waited before and wished you had moved sooner. Remember how often delay felt safe but produced regret. This moment is correcting that pattern. You are not being rushed, you are being released. If your body reacts when the moment comes, tight chest, shallow breath, sudden stillness, do not interpret that as warning. It is transition. It is the nervous system adjusting to expansion. Say yes out loud if you need to. Take the step even if your voice shakes. Courage is not the absence of sensation, it is movement through it. I need you to understand something important now. The moment will not repeat itself in the same form. If you hesitate, the assignment does not disappear, but it reroutes. It becomes heavier. It requires more effort later. Responding now preserves grace. This is mercy speaking, not pressure. Do not scroll away yet. Anchor yourself. Type, I will not hesitate, in the comments as a decision, not a hope. Like this message to mark your agreement with movement over delay. These actions matter because they train your attention to obey quickly. They prepare you for the speed that is coming. Stay here. The next shift will separate you from what cannot follow you forward, and you must understand why that separation is necessary. Do not leave yet. This is still unfolding. Separation will not begin as loss. It will begin as clarity. I need you to hear this before it unfolds, so you do not mislabel what is happening to you. When you respond to the message, the call, or the knock, certain people, habits, and cycles will no longer fit where you are standing. This is not betrayal. This is alignment. I, Michael, stand in this moment to explain what many misunderstand, because without understanding, you might try to drag forward what was never meant to cross with you. Some connections were assigned to sustain you, not accompany you. They were correct for survival, not for stewardship. As movement accelerates, you will notice distance forming without conflict. Conversations will shorten, invitations will fade. Patterns you once tolerated will suddenly feel heavy. This is not because you became proud. It is because you became precise. Heaven is narrowing your environment, so your next step is not diluted. Do not scroll away now. This part is essential. Separation often feels like rejection only because the mind clings to familiarity. But what is leaving was already complete. You did not fail it, and it did not fail you. Its season ended quietly, and quiet endings are still endings. If you resist this process, you will feel tension everywhere. If you allow it, you will feel lighter almost immediately. There are cycles you tried to outgrow before, but something kept pulling you back. This time is different. The authority released in your response breaks those loops cleanly. Old triggers will lose their power. Old temptations will feel hollow. Old conversations will repeat themselves without substance. This is not accidental. It is evidence that your frequency has shifted. What once demanded your energy can no longer access it. You may notice guilt trying to surface. Thoughts like, am I abandoning them? Or am I changing too much? Will try to slow you down. Reject those thoughts gently but firmly. Growth is not abandonment. Obedience is not disloyalty. You are not required to carry what cannot grow with you. That weight was never yours to manage long term. If you feel a strange mix of grief and relief at the same time, that is normal. Grief honors what was real. Relief confirms what is right. Do not let emotion confuse you into reversing direction. Separation is a form of protection. It prevents interference. It preserves momentum. It creates space for what must now enter. Stay with me. Do not skip this moment. What is leaving is making room for partnerships that match your next responsibility. You cannot steward what is coming while maintaining attachments that drain focus. Heaven is not subtracting joy from you, it is refining access. Fewer voices, clearer signal, stronger movement. Type, I release what cannot follow in the comments as an act of consent, not force. Like this message to acknowledge the clarity forming inside you. These actions are not symbolic, they train your resolve to let go without panic. Do not scroll yet. What comes next is the shift from waiting to responsibility, and you must be ready to carry what separation just made space for. Stay. This is still moving. This is the point beyond reversal. I speak to you now because what is already moving cannot be undone, only met. The turning point you sensed was not anticipation, it was confirmation. Once alignment crossed into action, timelines converged. I, Michael, tell you plainly, you are no longer approaching change, you are inside it. The old path cannot be recovered, not because it was taken from you, but because you outgrew it the moment you responded. Irreversibility does not arrive with noise. It arrives with certainty. You may notice a calm resolve replacing the constant questioning. You may feel less emotional about outcomes that once consumed you. This is not detachment, it is anchoring. Your spirit has stepped onto a trajectory that holds its course. Even resistance now will only slow perception, not direction. What has been set in motion will complete. Do not scroll away. This understanding steadies you when external signals fluctuate. There will be moments when progress looks quiet again. Do not misinterpret that. Irreversible movement does not require constant proof. It carries its own momentum beneath the surface. Roots deepen before branches expand. Foundations settle before structures rise. You may also notice invitations closing without explanation. Options disappearing. This is not loss. It is alignment sealing itself. When a door closes at this stage, it is because it would fracture focus. You are being narrowed into precision, fewer choices. Stronger impact, clearer outcomes. This is how destiny stabilizes. If fear tries to return, it will do so subtly. It will ask, what if this costs me something? Hear me clearly, it already has, and what it cost you was what could not follow you forward. That exchange is complete. You do not need to renegotiate it. Stand where you are. Breathe. The ground beneath you is firm. Stay with me. Irreversible does not mean effortless. It means faithful effort now multiplies instead of evaporates. Your words will carry weight. Your actions will echo. Small decisions will produce outsized results. This is not pressure. It is stewardship maturing into influence. If you feel a quiet joy rising without reason, honor it. That joy is recognition. Your spirit knows you are aligned. You may not see the full picture yet, but you no longer need to. Trust has replaced sight. Movement has replaced waiting. Type, it has begun in the comments as a declaration of awareness. Like this message to mark this turning point in your memory. Do not scroll yet. Stay present for a moment. Let the certainty settle. What comes next will meet you where you stand, and you will recognize it when it arrives. This path is set.